Hello students, welcome to our online class of Mary Lucas School and College. Students, we are going to learn about functions and methods. In the previous video, we have learned about the definitions of functions and methods, how we create a program in functions. In this video, we are going to learn about the returnable and non-returnable functions differences and about the function overloading. But before that, we will revise what we have learned in our previous video. See, we have studied already that what is function. A function is a set of executable statement to carry out some specific task. Means a function is a module. It is a part of a program which has its full meaning. Now we will learn what we have learned what is function prototype. In while writing function prototype, what we use access specifier, modifier, and data type, function name, and list of parameters. In this example, we can see that this is our access specifier, this is the modifier what we are going to use, and this is a what we are going to write a function. It is returnable or non-returnable. This is a function name, and this is a parameter list. In the second example, we will see it is of returnable function. See the difference between in the non-returnable we have used void, but in returnable function we use data type. Here it is modifier, this is your return type, this is your method name, and this is your parameter list. In parameter list, while writing, we will see that int x comma int I. Previously, before you were used to write that int x comma y, but during writing argument in the parameter list, we have to write in front of each variable its data type, int x, int y. In this c, in this parameter also see int a comma string b double c. Now before going through, we must learn what is a return keyword. This keyword is used to return either primitive data type or reference data type from the function. It means we can use it in primitive data type also and in the reference data type also. If a function returns a value, then it should be received at a place where the function is invoked. This is very much important, students. If we are going to return a value, then it should always be received where the function is invoked, and return is used only in a function one time. Now we must know what is creating object of a class. In class 9 we have learned about this creating object of a class, but just we are going to revise it. An object is created of a class when a static calls a non-static function. Pay attention here. We create object of a class when a static function calls a non-static function. However, while calling a non-static function through non-static function or a static function through a non-static function, object may not be created. If the both are non-static, if both are static, then it is not necessary that we should create a object. Now how we will recall how we are going to create an object. First we have to write here name of a class. Here C, it is a variable. C, we can say that it is reference which holds the memory address of the car object, means your class object equal to new keyword is also, you all know that new is a memory location we allot a memory here. Now this is also your class name. This is how we have created a object of a class. Now we will take example of a returnable function type in which we are going to return a value. See, this is a header of a method, or we can say a prototype of a function. We have used access specifier. Here returnable, we have used data type, int add. Here is a parameter list, int m, int n. Int s is equal to 0, where we are going to do sum m plus n, and we have written here s. The data type, what in the return data type is there, it will be that only one which is in the function prototype. See here, we are returning s is your int, and we have written here int data type. We are returning in integer value. Now we are going to write main function. We have written main function here. How we write the function, you all know that this. And here we have created object of a class. Our class is sum. This is a variable, and we have created object of class sum. Now we are going to call a method add. See here, the return s has been called here when we are invoking in a variable p, and ob.add a. A is for int m and b is for int n. Here we have called a function or method add, and or we can say we have invoked a method add. This where we have created object of a class, we can write it after the main function. When we have write main program, then we can write it also here also. Now we are going to take example of a static function. See, we have write an example of a static function. Both here we have is to use static. In this, we are not going to create an object. We have not created any class object in this program. Now, it is very important. See, it is easy to understand when we compare with these two, returnable and non-returnable. In returnable, see, we have used here data type, int, but in non-returnable, we have used void. This is the main difference in this. The function name is same, the program is same, but this is returnable and this is non-returnable. We have written here C, we have written here C in the data type D, and here C, it is direct invoked here. Now this is in this program we will see this is your formal parameter, and here where we are invoking a function, this is your actual parameter. In this also, this is your formal parameter, and where we are invoking, this is your actual parameter list. Now we come to our next topic, function overloading. It is very important in our functions. What is a function overloading or method overloading? Is a feature that allows a class to have more than one method having the same name. It means we can use same function name in a program if their argument lists are different, and it is very necessary that their parameter list should be different. The function name should be same, but the parameter list will be different. Now, what is argument list? Argument list is means the parameters that a method has. For example, see, this is a function name and this is your argument list, or the parameters which have. In this, the function name is also add, but the parameter list is different. int a, int b, and int c. Here there is int a and int b, but you see the function name is same. Before overloading a function, we must know if the argument list, the method must differ in either of these: number of parameters, in the data type of parameters, and the sequence of data types of the parameter list. Now this is the simple example of your function overloading. See, it is the function name is same. We have made two functions. The function name is same, but see, parameter list is different. In this, parameter is char c, and in this, the parameter list is char c and int num. See, in the both, the parameter list is different, and we are here is going to print simple a character, and here the character and integer both are printed. Then we have called it in our main program. Here we have, you all see that we have created here object. Your class is display overloading. Display overloading object has been created here with the new keyword. See, and in this obj dot dis, this is your first function. See, this is your first function. In this, the character a is there, and in the second function is just when evoked, we have here used a is for c, and 10 is for your integer number now. Okay, students. Now I'll send all the PDF of this PPT